Congratulations! You just made your first Java test in Spring Boot test. You made your first interface, employee repo. You created the implementation, Command H. Damn, Control H. For employee repository default, this implementation use the list, the collection, which is awesome. And this is great code. Not so great, but great you did it. And you test it. That is awesome. We have tests. Employee repo test. This should be here. Employee repository default test. Now it's time for integrational testing. You just made JUnit test. So you're creating a small unit, just one method inside. But now we are gonna to make some integrational testing. So first integrational test is to just run every test in the class. So we are not selecting each test and press run on it, but we right click on the class name and we execute all the tests. And we'll see if the all tests are working correctly. And we have error, delete. That is the question. Why? We did it correctly. If we will execute it single, it's passing. If we execute all of them, it's failing. Yeah, we cannot believe just the unit test. The things we are missing here is refactorization. As you can see in every method, we have create, 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 create. So we need to refactor it to not use create in every method, but let someone else do it for us. You can see every employee is called employee. So I would suggest to create a field here in this class, private field employee, then create this employee inside so-called setup before each method. This is JUnit construction. If you add a before each annotation to a method, then this method will be executed before each test, and we have teardown to use it after each class. So what is happening here? I will explain you in a minute. So no create new employee, but this employee will be employee. It's created, but if we gonna finish, then we will make him null. And now we can remove every employee definition inside here. And wait for execution from before each. In fact, in delete we don't need to do anything because before each will be executed. Ay, ay, ay. This is irrelevant. This is the reference. Okay. And we test. Did we fail something or not? First refactorization. We didn't, because delete isn't working at the beginning. Why delete isn't working with other test when it's single is working? That's the problem of our tests. So each test depends from the test. So the state is not the same. And why the state is not the same? Like I said before, we made employee repo as a Spring Bean. So we have implementation and we use it as a repository, which is Spring Bean. So the context is creating this bin, not us, and the context is returning always the same object, the same repository for each test. So if we will create some values in first test and we are not gonna remove it in the teardown, then it will be visible in the last test. So you can go here to delete part. We can wait for delete. Okay, and you can see wait a minute. I believe something is wrong. Aha, we executed it only for him. No, we want to execute every test. Now let's remove the breakpoints because we are not gonna need them. And we have delete. As you can see, we have two employee lists in delete with same parcel. So as you can see, first we have two values with same parcel, and we said the parcel should be unique. That's the first error we're gonna fix. The timing, it's good. As you can see, test is wrong and implementation is wrong, and we find it out the implementation is wrong thanks to integrational tests. We shouldn't be able to add two parcel with the same value because the parcel should be unique. When you're trying to create another object with the same parcel, then our application should return this parcel is already exist. That's the first error. Second error is in test. One test is changing the state of repository, employee repository, and we have two employee lists at the beginning of the test, and that is wrong. What we have to do is to truncate, empty the employee repository at the teardown part. So we need to create another method in our interface. Will be truncate, boolean, or maybe clear, boolean clear, and that's it. This method should clear the repository. We have one problem. Employee repository default doesn't implement it. Now this employee list, clear. It's not returning anything. Okay, but we will, because our repository is possible cannot be truncated with some cause. Okay, and on teardown part we are using this employee list clear. I said clear. Okay, let's test it. And now every test is passing. We fixed the first error with test, and there is second error to fix. Timing is now finished, and the error we are able to add parcel with the same name. You can do it by your own. That's a great exercise. So how to fix create method the employee repository default to not allows anyone to add parcel with the same value. See you in the next video. Bye.